Hello guys, welcome to week 5 in this very hot temperature in Southern California around 95, which coincides with the hot topic that we have had on the end of on the week 4 regarding to the exchange rate. While I was very happy to read your comments and your expose, let me share with you two experiences that I have had in this regard. One of them is regarding to Republic of Cameroon. I have had a $1.8 million project and for a few years in Cameroon, and every year I was transferring X amount of dollar to Cameroon and convert it to local currency in order to be able to pay for the employees that I have in the country. Unfortunately, at that time, dollar was constantly devaluating, and you can imagine that every year that I was transferring X amount of dollar, the value of dollar, because it was devaluating, so I was always short. Consequently, I was in a red for a long time, and I had a very hard time to catch up and get out of the red numbers as indicating to be short of my planning side. The other example experience was in Senegal. At that time, French African countries, French speaking African countries, they have their currency pegged to French franc, and every French franc was equivalent to 50 CFA, African countries currency. So it was that way. And suddenly in July 93, World Bank decided to change the exchange rate of 50 to 1 to make it 100 to 1. Can you imagine that you wake up in the morning and suddenly you realize your wealth is cut in half? How devastating news is going to be, and how depressed you could be, and how angry you could be, and so forth. So bottom line is, at the time that you are dealing with developing countries, you have to do your risk management, especially for the exchange rate issues, very thoroughly because of these fluctuation and changes. And consequently, at the time that you are looking at some issues, some indicators like as return on investment, you have to take a higher number in order to make your project acceptable. In this way, you cover yourself for this kind of uncertainty involved. Besides that, I have two comments regarding to the way that you have responded. Very first one, I would like to ask you to write the name of the person that you are going to address and respond to his or her expose. Blackboard is not yet so sophisticated, at least for me, to read to whom are you responding to. Therefore, I would ask you at the time that you are responding to X or Y or Z, please write the name of the person at the very top and then start your writing. That's number one. Number two, I have seen some of you have written your expose, but you did not respond to your colleagues. And vice versa, I have seen some of you that you have responded to your colleagues and you forgot to write your own expose. So that is why you get, if you get the value, your grade to be less than 2, that means you did not comply with these two basic rules. Other than that, I wish you a very nice week, full of reward and a lot of happiness. And I talk to you later. Let's go back to work.